I make my own hair conditioner, my own specific essential oils, and even if I don't presume or so of shea butter, I can't think of the per ounce situation, but it's about $8 for 16 ounces. You can do that math. Even still, that's $10. And that $10 would make me so much conditioner. It's absolutely ridiculous because other than that, I add water. What are you talking about? How do I make my shampoos? I don't make shampoo anymore. I use, actually, I just bought something new because I wanted to try this Mexican situation with honey. But when I used to make them, I never made them from complete scratch because I didn't want to. Well, it's not that I didn't want to. I could not do the whole lye thing in somebody else's place. So what I used to do is I just get Dr. Bronner's plain unscented or whatever, and you can use that. You add whatever essential oils you want to it if you want to, but I would absolutely add like a coconut oil or something. Jojoba would probably be best because you don't want it completely stripping your scalp unless you have a bunch of buildup on your shit already anyway, at which point I just use a little handful of Dr. Bronner's. Fuck it. You know what I mean? And then condition properly afterwards. Aloe is only $1.99. Organic mayonnaise is about $5. Shea butter and raw coconut oil is under $10. It's affordable. Again, we're lazy. I make my mayonnaise from scratch if I'm going to do that because I do it in 2 parts. I take the egg yolk, which is the conditioner, you feel me? But first I take the egg white and let that sit on your hair like a keratin fill. I have large aloe plants that I use for skin and hair. Right. You can water that down and spray it on your skin too. Fucking amazing. The aloe. Rose water. It's not actually as expensive as people think it is. It's what it costs you is attention and time. But what are you spending or wasting your attention and time on anyway? Nigga, you know she meant growing your own food, not door. That's my sister. Calmate. But do you get what I'm saying? You just spent hours on Instagram with me. I mean, luckily, it was me. You were entertained and hopefully you learned a little bit. But do you get what I'm saying? Coconut oil did that for me and then changing my diet career. But do you get what I'm saying? You could literally take a couple hours a day and focus on your tiny little homestead. I taught y'all this in COVID. When I grew a myriad of peppers and berries and sunflowers and shit on my balcony, and then took it a step further and was like, let's do this shit hydroponically, and built a whole fucking indoor tent and was growing 16 types of lettuce and shit and weed in my sun closet. I could have just kept it at lettuce. Do you get what I'm saying though? That aloe spray, by the way, if you're into wearing your hair natural, especially in the summertime, spritz your hair with that when you need a little bit of moisture because the humectants are necessary. Add a little bit to that aloe rose water. If you're going to use it as a hairspray, add a little bit of vegetable glycerin. A tiny bit goes a long way. Add a little bit of vegetable glycerin to your spray. It acts as a preservative. You might want to hit it with a little lavender essential oil too. If you don't know how much lavender oil to use, you need to DM me and sign up for my fucking class where I teach you how to do all these things. But y'all think all I'm good for is crashing out. Why the fuck you think I be crashing out? Y'all want all this information for free and shit. Then won't come to me after you done fucked some shit up because you listen to some random white bitch who ain't got the same skin as you. I'm tired of y'all. Bye. I was really about to give y'all all the free game. That's bullshit. You can't even tip a bitch. I miss being a bartender. Because when I gave these types of lessons and advice while serving drinks, no, they didn't retain all the information because my cocktails are fire, but they at least tipped me for it and appreciated what they were getting. Y'all come here with your hands out expecting shit and don't give nothing in return. I don't like it. That's Help me make a wave grease then. Okay. I used to literally have that on my website. If you wanted to do anything with your skin or hair, all you had to do was hit me for a consult. And between me and my homegirl, we was going to figure out what you needed. But I'm not doing that shit for free. Why? I'm tired. Here, I'm gonna follow you, sweetheart. Oh, wait. Am I already following you, Neil? How come I can't follow you? That's weird. You think they don't remember. That's fair, because it is like planting a seed. I can't tell you how many things I learned while I was intoxicated, and then later, like years later on some sober shit, was like, I don't know why I know that. But I know that. It's facts. It's planting seeds. Alright, I've been on live with you guys for entirely too long. I'm getting a pregnancy headache in the frontal left lobe. It feels like it's also bulging. It probably is. Is it? No, but it's hot. Why does it do that? Is my brain working overtime on that side or something? That's why I be asking for a lobotomy. I think there's pressure in here. It needs to get released. I'm gonna go sit in the fresh air and the sun and hydrate. I've followed too many people during COVID, so that's why you can't. That's crazy. Stop using 100% of your brain. I'm only using 12%. You only need 10% to walk and chew. I'm only using 12%. If that. I saw a brain scan of mine. Well, I have one. I have it on disc because I think she's beautiful. And it was absolutely stunning. They wanted me to take out all of my earrings, and I was like, you do it. And they were like, she can keep them. It's not going to be in the way. I was like, yeah, bitch, exactly. What the fuck is you talking about, nigga? I'm not taking out 10 fucking earrings. You do it. And put them back, too. But they scanned my brain in order, right? They put it on a system because if you go to the hospital and they do it on the ultrasound and all that shit, you absolutely ask for pictures and their disc. I don't know if you know that, but you should always be getting your medical records to take with you. And in this day and age, they can literally just drop it to a cloud for you. Create an account and log in when you have it, and you can print it or save it or whatever for your own records. I don't know why y'all don't know that, but you should be doing that because you are responsible for your health. One doctor does not know you better than you know yourself. They know what they read in the textbooks, and I read those same books and social too. But okay. When I got it on disc, I went home and I watched it. And I was like, that's a pretty ass brain, bitch. That motherfucker's big, but it's pretty. And then you could kind of see my earrings shining a little bit, so it looked like it had a halo top and chosen. Fuck out of here. Oh shit, does it give you a migraine? I already had a migraine when I was there, so if it contributed, I wouldn't have even known, because that's why I was there. We were trying to figure out where the migraine was coming from. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't, aneurysms on that list. And I was trying to make sure that I wasn't on that list, or that there wasn't like a tumor, because it's annoying that this side of my brain is always really hot. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it runs hot. The left side controls what again? Art or logic? I can't remember. One of these sides of my brain, they gotta stick a drill in this bitch and let it breathe or something. Like, maybe the fan on the left side of my brain just isn't running. Or maybe I should drink some fucking water and go get some sunlight. Like I said, I need something to eat. I'm hungry as fuck. What am I gonna eat today? Alright, it's been fun. What did you say? Carice, I'm not fucking with you, but also I'm fucking with you. I want to hear about your new Asian family. Are they Korean by chance? Because if so, can I move in? I'm hungry as fuck. Hey, Brown Sugar Mira, I don't know you like that, so that's a weird-ass question to be asking a complete fucking stranger when we're talking about migraine. Do you understand? I don't know nothing about Cambodian food. You're violating right now. Like, if there was a red rope, you just tried to step into the VIP, and the bouncer is about to mush your ass if you don't apologetically back the fuck up. Throw in some shades and go for a walk? Fuck no. And I don't have to. I just told you. Tacos, I don't want tacos. I don't know. There's too many white people around here. They don't know what a real taco is. Should be stressful. People don't be reading the room. I don't know how motherfuckers is alive. Like, if y'all walk through life the way they walk through these social settings, I just don't see how they're not full of holes or 10 feet under. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, niggas be walking through plate glass windows and whatnot. Just bull in China shop, running into the night, running into the fire. Speaking of fires, I read a crazy article last night. It's the last thing to talk about a minute ago. Like I told you, I like to read before I go to sleep. So there's this man who fired or whatever, and somehow, for some reason, flickering. I feel it's insane. I should really call it today. Lots of noodles, ginger, and stir-fried onions and fresh garlic. Oh, so like right up my alley. Cool, I'm totally here for that. Pizza's disgusting on the West Coast, no. Cambodians got some nice wigs. Blessed hands, you're done for the day. All right? Go on ahead and put your belongings in your cubby hole. Your mother has come to pick you up. Put your backpack on. Tie your left shoe. We'll see you next time, Blessed hands. We'll see you next time. So I'm reading this article. Yeah. I'm aware that my ability to read a room is a comment. I don't care. It works for me. Have you guys never... I don't... Can we talk about this, please? I know we're talking about fire. I'm going to get back to it. Can we talk about this for me? Because I don't know if I want to be around people who are... Y'all just seem entirely too aloof. And I don't know if it's offensive because, like, fuck you, why are you so happy, you ignorant bitch? Like, you just walking around smiling and shit like a fucking Disney character. That's weird. That's weird. It's weird and it's off-putting, and lack of self-awareness, I don't think, is entirely attributed. I mean, self-awareness is not entirely attributed to trauma, so I think there's, like, a gray area that your therapist missed, which is, like, self-awareness. That's what I'm saying. Aloof as fuck. Like, aloof. Like, are your synapses firing? No, because, like, for real, what? People are dying, Kim. So, let me get back to what I was saying. This is a little bit of... Disclaimer, this is a bit of a sad story. But I found it interesting because of the laws involved. So... in Colorado back in 2020, this young little Asian dude, I don't know why I felt it necessary to say that. I do know why. I'm going to tell you why. This young dude, born to Vietnamese immigrants, right? They settle in Colorado, starts off kind of rocky, rough. Then they get money. They up, right? So now he's wearing J's and Gucci belts and he's flossing and he's popping and he's calling people niggas. This is not a joke or an exaggeration. This is literally what it is. And I guess he becomes like a pseudo-gangster in his mind. So he's walking around with nigga this, nigga that, and collecting guns because he sells fentanyl with his older sister. This is the story that I read. At one point, he goes to meet up with some people. And I know, Gucci. I know. See how the details matter? Because you and I both know what that signifies. And it's ill. Ill. Just like him calling people nigga. Ill. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. Keep it to yourself. Rap music. So, bless hands. Your mother is outside honking the horn. Go now. Go. I'm gonna pin a note to your backpack if you don't go mind yourself now. And I told you to put your stuff in your cubby hole and go. Oh, God, she needs to go home now. So, let me finish my fucking story. What up, Valley Raw? Let me finish my story. So, well, it's not even my story, it's their story. But again, this is 2020, so you have to keep in mind, this is what I mean by, like, paying attention to the details, right? In 2020, what were you doing? In approximately April, May 2020, what were you doing? Right? We were all kind of sitting around twiddling our thumbs. Well, we weren't all. I remember me. I was on the balcony watching the sunset while fucking loudly drinking and playing. What was I playing? On piano. Yeah, I was absolutely playing African house music every day, loud as fuck, and dancing and enjoying my life and drinking the shit out of Monkey 47. But what were you doing? You know what I mean? A lot of people are getting stir crazy and finding out they don't like themselves, let alone their kids or their partners or their life choices, because they were stuck sitting with them. My kid's amazing. We were toasting to apple juice and sunsets. You know? I was also teaching him to grow fruit and whatnot, but other people looked bored and selling fentanyl and collecting guns. So around the blessed hands got a cursed mouth. Hilarious. I was in uni remotely scrapping by. Right, a lot of people were doing that. But that's why I said you have to pay attention to the detail. A lot of people were stir crazy. It was 2020. Niggas, nobody knew what was going to happen. A lot of people were anxious. So this young kid, about 16 years old, decides he wants to meet up with someone to purchase a gun. Well, he meets up with somebody, and the somebody comes with, other somebodies, and they rob him, and rightfully so. He showed up wearing, nice new Jordans and his Gucci belt and popping that nigga shit as a young Vietnamese teenage boy of means. And they absolutely pocket checked him, and they he was collecting guns in Colorado and selling fentanyl. But they got him for his nice new iPhone and all of his cash and basically everything, right? So he tucks his tail, gets into his brand new 2019 Toyota Camry, which is, mind you, that may not be a big deal to an adult, but as a 16-year-old, your car is a brand new Toyota Camry. That's wild. I'm saying all of these facts to give you, so that you understand everything, right? This child came from means. He wanted to be gangsta. He got robbed. The Gucci belt takes me out every time, dude. That's why I keep mentioning it, because, oh, we all had a Gucci phase. Mine was free, though. I didn't waste money on that shit. Anywho, he's, his ego's bruised. We're talking about a young 16-year-old boy who thinks he's the man, and life absolutely was like, ooh, shut up, stupid. That Gucci belt. Sit down. And he said, my ego, help me. So he decides he wants to take vengeance on these presumably older ruffians who robbed him of all of his cash and his phone and his dignity, essentially, right? Blessed hands. Your mama's outside. How many times I gotta tell you? Go. So with that said, the 16-year-old boy then enlists his other 16-year-old friend and their 14-year-old friend, and they start trying to figure out how to get vengeance, right? So the boy pulls up, the Find My iPhone or whatever, the Find My app on his iPad. He pulls up the app and finds the address to where his phone is. Let me tell you, if you don't know how that works, listen, it does not always give the correct address. Sometimes it gives the neighboring address. Sometimes it's 15 feet away. Sometimes it's a half mile away. It's not always correct. You know what I mean? My location tells you that I'm 45 feet away from my location often, and sometimes it'll tell you I'm a lot further, depending on what I'm choosing to do with my phone in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case, he gets the address to where where he thought his phone was, based on the Find My app, and now he starts plotting. The boy starts Googling the address, right, to figure out where it is, and then he gets on Zillow to figure out the layout of the house. His friends also, each one of the other boys, the other 14-year-old boy, the 16-year-old boy, also Googled the address and the layout to these homes, right? Which is wild, because what the fuck were you thinking you were about to do? Mind you, these are people who robbed you of your dignity, hopefully your Gucci belt, them stupid ass Nikes, and your phone and your money. But you intended to meet up with them to purchase a firearm illegally from them. I personally would assume, then again, we're talking about 16 and 14-year-olds, but I personally would assume they have more firearms. I don't know why I'm looking up the layout to your house, because I'm not trying to get my head knocked off. You know what I'm saying? To be fair, he did own guns, so maybe he thought it was going to be a shootout. Whatever the case, in their adolescent minds, they were like, all right, well, we're just going to egg the house and we're going to, fuck up their yard and da-da-da-da-da. Well, months go by of them planning and Googling the house, right, and the layouts. And then finally one night, they go to Party City and they purchase masks. Then they go eat. Or they went to eat and then they purchase masks or whatever, and then they ride around for a bit. And around 1 a.m., they go to the house where there's a minivan parked in the driveway. And I don't know about you, but when I see minivans, I immediately think, oh, these people have kids. Because who the fuck is buying a minivan? Okay. Anyway, they go into... These are young kids of immigrants in Colorado, babe. They're not getting poo shiesty. But bus hands, didn't I tell you sit down? listen to the not the best part of the story, but to the craziest part of the story, right? They break into the home. This is the wildest part to me. They pull up, break into the home with, oh, I forgot to tell you, they went to a gas station and filled up one of those red gas cans, right? Full. They break into the home, douse the entire living room, the walls and everything, in gasoline, and set the fucking house on fire. It only took 2 minutes for the entire house to be engulfed in flames. Now, what these stupid ass little kids didn't know is that not only were they at the wrong house, but there were 9 people who lived in that home, all immigrant families. One family had moved there from one country, from Senegal, if I'm not mistaken. It was a Senegalese family. And he managed to escape with his wife and child because they were able to jump out the window. He broke an ankle. The wife shattered her fucking spine. The baby miraculously landed on her 2 feet and hands and was completely unharmed. Look at God. But there was a 7-month-old baby in the arms of her mother who passed away, whose father was waiting on his visa, so he never even got to meet his child, and lost his wife. There was another family with a 2-year-old baby that was essentially 5 people were killed because one was away at work, and then the 3 got away. It only took 2 minutes for this entire house to be engulfed in flames, okay? And that's according to the Ring camera and the security camera footage from around the house. Unfortunately, the security cameras and the Ring cameras from neighboring locations only showed the sedan. We all know Toyota Camrys are very common vehicles. Speeding out of the neighborhood. It showed it creeping in. It showed dark figures going around the back of the house. And then it showed them speeding off and swerving on their way out. Now, these kids go home. And they resume their regular fucking lives. Like nothing happened. They don't care. The next day, the boy who initiated the whole situation, who got robbed, the little Vietnamese boy, he pulls up the news to hear about it and is like, oh shit, because there's an ambulance there. Yeah, nigga, you killed 5 people. And yet still goes camping with his parents and his friend, goes to a concert with his friend, chilling with his sister. So the police are like, what the fuck are we going to do? Because now, mind you, the boys were at the wrong house. So there's no motive. Nobody understands how this happened, why this happened, or anything to go off of. You know what I mean? Because all of these, now it's also looking like a hate crime because we're talking about Muslim families in this house, right? All they do, they're pious. All they do, get up, go to work, and go to mosque and come home. They just came into this country. They're trying to make it not unlike, the Vietnamese boys' parents did, right? No, they didn't do it out of boredom. That's the dangerous part. This wasn't just boredom. It was calculated, and it was malicious, and it was vindictive, and it was an act of retaliation. But it was stupid because you're stupid, and you didn't even have the right house. So you just took away a bunch of lives for no reason. Well, let me wrap this all up. The case itself, mind you, this all happens in August. I believe August 1st of 2020. They don't even get to arrest the boys for time because the law. They couldn't do a dragnet sweep trying to figure out, who Googled what and what phones were in the area until they could really get the warrants properly. It was a whole mess. Whatever the case, they finally did catch the boys, and let me tell you how they caught them. A whole host of hoopla. They had to subpoena Google several times in order to find out who was Googling the address to the house. Because one of the detectives thought, well, if I had to look up the address to the house because it's in this weird neighborhood that's in a maze, who else was getting directions to this house? And they found the boys. They gave the leader 60 years. And I feel like, yes, 60 years. He was 16. And his friend, also 16, got 40 years. Really sad. 7 lives lost. I just realized I need to figure out what happened to the 14-year-old boy. I think they tried him as a child, which is wild. Whew. That's why I be reading at night, because that shit was better than TV. I should have told it to you like TV. I'm gonna start telling TV. What? I think I'm hungry. This whole time I've been waiting for somebody to call me back, and he never did. The nigga hung up in my face and never called me back. That was 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. Niggas ain't